up, y'all? I'm done fucking around in the background. Let me turn this light on. Free Larry Hoover. Today is the day that all the gangster rappers celebrate. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I've been the biggest Free Larry Hoover fan, but I've listened to a lot of hip hop in my day. And listening to a lot of hip hop in my day, whether it be Rick Ross, Rose, or it's been Free Larry Hoover. And so that caused me to do a little bit of research, like about a couple years ago, as to who this dude was. And, you know, my opinions on him evolved as I did some of my own research. But today, you know, I didn't think this would happen. Today, Donald Trump frees Larry Hoover at the celebration of 2010s era hip hop. So we're going to talk about what this means, what are the implications. There was some other stuff I was going to talk about today too, but I switched the subject up last second. I'm also going to talk about the whitewashing of the AMAs, and we may get into some of that bullshit Kevin Gates said. But I want to start off with this whole Trump frees Larry Hoover. For those of you who don't know, he's one of the founding members, as they say, or early members of the GDs in Chicago, born in 1950. He is someone who is known for running a criminal organization, or he was convicted for it and reconvicted in the late 90s of running it from inside behind the walls. So today, the notorious gangster is free. And so we're going to talk about that. You know, it's a lot going on. News just being released. We still don't know all the details as to how it happened, and details will be coming. But, you know, he is somebody whose name resonates, and he gets freed the same year as Larry Hoover. I wonder if Rick Ross and 50 Cent going to have another fight over who's going to become his friend first, like they did the last time. So anyway, you know, we're going to talk about that. But as we get into it, I got a special guest today. This cat, I asked him to come on Monday after I saw his new stand-up special that's on YouTube. He's been on the show like when I first started it. I think even before I got on YouTube. But this cat writes for all the major TV shows. Hell, if it's a matter of fact, he probably should be taking notes, because once they do a Larry Hoover TV show, they probably about to call this nigga I have next over here that I'm about to announce, because he's one of the top writers in Hollywood. But this stand-up comedy special that I saw him do the other day, it was one of the best specials I've seen in a long time. And I've been seeing this dude perform for 20 years, 15, 20 years. But what I saw on that screen was some of the funniest stand-up I had ever seen. And he was going to be coming on here anyway. But I want y'all to say what's up to Sidney Castillo. He's going to talk to us a little bit about what's going on with this Larry Hoover situation. And we're going to talk a little bit about his special. But I had to bring him on today because, Sidney, dog, that was some of the funniest shit I have seen in a long time. And I mean real laughs, not the ha, that's my homeboy. No. I'm not going to give it away. But you have a special, and this special is called My Cup is Full. Did I get it right?
Yeah, man. See? My Cup is Full, man. Dropped yesterday on YouTube, man. Go check it out.
Man, that was some of the funniest shit. But I'm going to get to your special later on, because the news just hit that Larry Hoover is free. And you hip hop just like I am. You've been hearing the songs, Rick Ross and everybody. What's your opinion on them freeing Larry Hoover before they free? What's your opinion on this?
I feel like Trump is giving black people something so he could be like, yo, I'm not racist. Look, I freed Larry Hoover, right? and it'll dismiss some bullshit he about to do. And I think rappers are running to the studio immediately so they can have the clever just free Larry Hoover bar. And I think, yeah, good for Larry. You know, anybody get out of prison, hey, you coming home? That's what's up. You know what I mean? I think rappers are literally Literally, like, look, TV shows hit my line. Y'all want to do a comedy about a nigga getting out of prison and got to restart his life after being allegedly a drug lord? Absolutely, I would write that. But everybody finna be rich.
Hey,
Yeah, he finna be so rich, bro. Everybody want to interview. Make them pay you, Larry.
yeah,
You go sit down with somebody, make them pay you.
yeah.
He finna be rich. TV show about your life? Yes, executive produced by me. He finna be very well off. You know what I mean? I'm glad, congratulations to that, any black man getting free.
My thing is this: if he does something with 50 Cent, just make sure your kids don't fuck with Rick Ross. Just
Dog, I met 50, one of the nicest people I've ever worked with, dog. When I see him online, I'll be like, man, I'm glad I'm on this side.
Yeah, because you did 50 Central, didn't you?
Listen. When I say I used to try to do a skit with him, like a hidden camera thing, where I wanted him to be mean. I was trying to mimic this thing where he got angry on the phone with somebody. I was trying to mimic it in front of like these people we were pranking, but he didn't want to get like too angry. He was like, no, I don't want them like scared of me. Like, you know what I mean? I don't do that unless it's really necessary. I was like, oh, I thought he was just some vicious character of a dude. Like, nah, real cool dude, actually. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Hey, what would you do if you got called to do a free Larry Hoover and got called to write on that show? What would be the next thing you do?
Negotiate the money.
Well, after yeah, of course, yeah. You got to make sure that's right.
Hey, after that, I'm excited. I'm like, all right, bet. Now I'm finna get this the best version of like my mindset. Period. Like once I'm locked in, and it's somebody black, so like I like working on black things. Like I feel like the voice of me like speaks to that like primarily. So like I would be geeked up, dog. Heck yeah. And I'm a finesse my way on the show too.
Hey, what are some of the shows you wrote for?
The Neighborhood on CBS, Marlon on NBC, a bunch of shit on BET, a bunch of stuff on like Netflix, True TV, Comedy Central. Yeah.
I remember one of my favorite writing jobs when we talked about this. You were on that BET award right after Michael Jackson died, wasn't you?
Oh yeah, BET Awards for years. Excuse me, I'm doing like BET Awards for years, Wild 'N Out Consulting for years, Comedy Central, Hood Adjacent, a bunch of yeah, all this stuff. There's a bunch, like 15, 16, 17 things. But yeah, I wrote on the year Michael Jackson. That was my second year working on the BET Awards.
Yeah. Hey, that was wow, because like y'all had a whole award show done and then he died. And it's like the award show like on Sunday.
Dog, I'm sitting with Robin Thede. We in a room and Robin get a text. She's like, Michael Jackson just died. I was like, man, shut up. She was like, I'm for real. She's like, she knew some paramedic. And I was like, what? I remember like, what? And then we had me and James Davis, we told Stephen Hill at the time he was running. He was like, hey, Michael Jackson just died. He's like, that's not funny. It's a friend of mine. It was like, he just died. And then it was like, he needed to go take a break and like digest that. And then we're trying to like write a whole new show, like you said. And like, no, we didn't go to sleep. And then it was like, everybody they called either didn't know all Michael Jackson song. Chris Brown couldn't do it. Usher was out the country. Justin couldn't be there. You know, they was auditioning T-Pain at the time. You know, they had Beyonce was going to do that song, Ave Maria or some shit. So she didn't do it. And then like, they couldn't, you know, get people to know the song. Like, you know what I mean? So it was like the tribute was like as best they could. You know what I mean? I remember Janet came to speak out of nowhere because we didn't know she was coming. All of a sudden, Janet's here. I'm just running to the side of the stage and, you know, Janet's speaking. But it was like, dang, you know what I mean? From a worker standpoint, it's like no sleep trying to write a whole new show in literally less than 24 hours. And then I remember Twitter was like, y'all could have did Michael Jackson better.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was like, mother, do you know what what we tried to do? You know what I mean? We know what we tried to do. And then it was like maybe a month later or a few weeks later, they did one like on, one of the national networks. Like, now this is how you do it. Of course, now everybody flew in. You know what I mean?
I thought it was an amazing job that y'all did, man. But yeah, but like this, man, tell people more about your special and how they can find it, dog.
So look, My Cup is Full, man. It's on YouTube right now. Or you can scan this link on your screen. You can go to My Cup is Full on YouTube. My special, man, called My Cup is Full because I deal with like, panic attacks and anxiety based on like trauma that I had. I know on my body. So like my body be shaking and shit. So like I gotta take like literally like I take medicine for it.
Okay. So that was real.
So I talk about like having anxiety. and what I've been through. Like one of my closest family
Yeah.
members robbed me. You know what I mean? So I talk about that. Then after that, I had a girl I was seeing. She mentally unstable, broke up my place like severely. You know, I talk about that. My mom, I'm the caretaker. Like, yeah, I'm the caretaker of my mom. So like, you know, she has like dementia-like symptoms. So it's like I talk about what that's like, and then I just give my funny perspective on like dating and, you know, my friends, you know what I mean, who deal with trauma too. And it's called My Cup is Full because, you know, people got a lot of shit in their cup that they deal with in life. You know what I mean? And I'm just expressing mine through stand-up for them. So it's hilarious. It's good. I feel like the feedback been like, yo, your stories was dope. Like it was like therapy and hilarious. So I'm with that. Yeah, I'm proud of it.
As hell. That special. And for those of you watching, the link is in the description bar right now. Please click on the link to his special. And this ain't even paid, y'all. So I don't want other comics hit me up. Y'all niggas got to pay me. But
yeah, pay that man. Pay that
but
man.
like this ain't got nothing
I'm,
to do with being paid. This shit was funny as fuck. But go ahead.
I just want to say I'm proud of you, dog. Like literally give you your flowers, dog. I remember you post on Facebook and when you just starting this, I was like, hey man, you got a voice. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
people follow your voice and it's powerful. So like you now on YouTube doing your thing, dog. So like congratulations to you, dog. Like real talk, like you the proof of the pudding. If you set your mind on something, actually do the work, you'll see the fruits of your labor, dog. And like you literally doing that. You know what I mean?
Now, I appreciate that. And then for those, and I don't know if I ever told you this, Sydney, but I know I had only been doing comedy a few months, and I did a show the night my grandmother died. And you came up to me after the show and was like, man, that's some of the realest shit that I've seen. That was some of the biggest encouragement because I wasn't even sure if I should have done it. You know, my grandmama just died. We was close. But I was booked at the comedy union. It's like when I'm booked, I work, you know? And you doing that just made me be like, okay, I did do the right thing, man. So I never forgot that.
I appreciate it, man. You're probably the most honest on stage. You dealing with some real shit.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. But y'all go watch this special. The link is in the description bar right now. It's right here on YouTube. So I ain't got no motherfucking excuses.
Right now, run it up.
And leave a comment too. Make sure you leave a comment talking about how funny it is so it can keep going further up in the algorithm, all right?
I appreciate that, bro.
Man, thanks for tuning in with us, Sydney.
Hey, thank y'all, man. Y'all, God bless y'all.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that was Sidney Castillo. Funny as hell. I saw his special and I was just like, God damn. Now I laughed hard. Like I really laughed. I was like, yeah. Nah. I got at least. I like sharing with y'all I'm the kind of person when I get something good or hear something good, I like to share it. And everything ain't about the money. Some shit is so good you gotta tell people. You know what I mean? Ain't about no fee or no money and nothing like that. This is some funny shit. And Netflix sucks with their comedies and all that shit. No. The funniest comedies lately, like between Ali Sadiq and what Sidney just did, the funny shit was like here on YouTube. But again, thank y'all again for listening to Sydney's be on Roast Me, yep. Yeah, Sydney do be cooking cats on Roast Me. Sydney be on everything, man. He be on everything. Like everything. Or if he ain't on it, he behind the scenes writing for it. So anyway, let's go back into Larry Hoover. Trump frees Larry Hoover. Like, I didn't see this day coming. I didn't even know this was in the works. What does this mean? Appreciate that, Cornell Sly. What does this mean? What does this mean? I don't know what it means yet. I might on Patreon have to do something. I'm about to open up a new Patreon reading level. I might have to go on Patreon and go into that. But now let's go online and look. I thought I had the other one. Come on now. I thought I airdropped that link. Let me get that link so I can airdrop it. Here we go. Airdrop, motherfucker. Hold on. Airdrop. There we go. NPR. So Trump has been, and before, look, black folks, don't feel any kind of way. However you feel about Larry Hoover, don't defend it in any way, shape, or form. Trump also pardoned Todd and Julie Chrisley. They were a reality TV couple. This goes all because I always hear niggas say shit like, black folks be the only ones flaunting they shit. Shit. These two people had a reality show where they were successful real estate tycoon, multimillionaires, and all they did floss, 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 floss. They took out more than $36 million in personal loans and spent it on luxury cars, designer clothes, and travel, real estate, fraudulent loans. And then they used new fraudulent loans to pay back the old fraudulent loans. And then they went so far as to evade in their taxes to the tune of $30 million. So black folks, when they tell you that we the only ones that floss, tell these niggas to open up the newspaper just one time. All you niggas that say we the only ones ass niggas gotta do is just open up the paper. You see these stories every fucking day. LA Times, Chicago Tribune, NPR, Washington Post, the Wall Street Journal, USA Today. You open that paper, you gonna see some white folks defrauding the shit out of folks and flossing, getting caught the same way Frank Lucas got caught, flossing. So Trump pardoned them today. Even though they defrauded banks, cheated on their taxes, and lived their life on TV like a 90s rapper, they was straight up 2006 hoes and clothes era hip hop on their TV show. So they let them go, and then a couple hours later, he freed Larry Hoover. Trump is equal opportunity freeing folks that did alleged, or I won't say alleged, that got convicted of doing notorious things. So as you see here in the Chicago, this is from Eyewitness News Chicago. It says attorney Jennifer Bonjean confirmed to ABC 7 Wednesday that her client, Gangster Disciple founder Larry Hoover, is being granted clemency by the president. The White House also confirmed the communication to ABC News. Hoover was serving a life sentence at a prison in Colorado. He was convicted of murder in Chicago and then later convicted on several federal charges. He will still have to serve his sentence on state charges. The communication has not been completed, according to the database of the Office of the Pardoned Attorney. So he still has to serve his state charges, but he has been federally commuted. And that Supermax is a bitch. They had him over there with all them Taliban niggas. Y'all heard about that Colorado Supermax? I remember when this shit was getting built. I remember when this shit was getting built. No sunlight comes through this motherfucker. I mean, it's bad. So he been up in that motherfucker. Now, what's going to happen with these state charges? That is still up in the air. Again, we don't know how this is going to play out. We don't know when he's going to be released. We don't know if he's going to be released. That shit all got to get figured out. And as it gets figured out, we will be here to report it. This is crazy. My thing is this, and I'm going to give y'all my opinion on free Larry Hoover. I've been hearing this shit my whole life. And not that I'm against him being free. He's been in there for a long time. You know, he served his time in jail. I get it. I don't mind. I'm not tripping. This dude was born in 1950. So if he was born in 1950, we in 2005, that means what, 75? So what the fuck can a 75-year-old do to hurt me or anybody else? I doubt anything. So I don't mind the dude being free if he does eventually walk out. I don't know if he will or not. Because again, those state charges, we don't know details yet. But my thing is this. We got Big Meech out. Okay, you got Larry Hoover out. But you still have Black Panthers that are locked down there. H. Rap Brown is still in prison. This is where the maturity or lack thereof of black folks got to come to the top of the conversation. Dr. Love says, shout out, he ain't been on Trump bumper about pardoning Larry Hoover. Yes, he has. 250 Quiz says they, after the Fugees in Cuba, now it's a movement. So, yeah, my thing is this. H. Rap Brown. Do y'all know that H. Rap Brown in the 60s, according to a conversation I had with Judge Joe Brown, Judge Joe Brown said H. Rap Brown, not to get confused with DeJuan Brown, he said that H. Rap Brown had more paperwork on him than Fred Hampton and Bunchy Carter at the time. A lot of your Black Panthers, out of all the people of that time period, according to Judge Joe Brown, H. Rap Brown he was the one that Hoover was investigating the most intensely out of all of the people during the movement, and he's still locked up. Oh yeah, they pardoned Harry O. It's like the gangsters are getting pardoned faster than the revolutionaries. And you wonder why people want to be gangster and not revolutionary. They're rewarding the gangsters. And to me, my point of view on it is this. If there could be enough of an upswell to get Larry Hoover, Harry O, Big Meech, these niggas would get Griselda Blanca pardoned if they could. Why can't our rappers and our entertainers use that same energy to free the people who fought for us? And these would be the same people saying we don't have any more Malcolms. It ain't no more Martins. Yeah, there ain't no more Malcolms and Martins. Because you niggas don't really value Malcolm and Martin. You niggas do not value H. Rap Brown. You don't value Fred Hampton. You don't value Medgar Evers and A. Philip Randolph, Paul Robeson. You don't value these people. This is a come to Jesus meeting, black folks. Do black folks really value the people who care most about them? Out of all these entertainers, how many have given a dime to Dr. Claude Anderson and the 50 years of fighting he's been putting in? Or even mention his name? I'm just saying that Assata Shakur, All I'm saying is this: Larry Hoover getting free, Harry O, and I'm not against none of them getting free. I'm not saying this should get freed or that. I'm not an either or person. I'm just saying we can use this as an opportunity to look in the mirror and to see how much power we have and to see our power. Just a few rappers create enough of a groundswell, you get people who actually did notorious things free. While freedom fighters like Assata Shakur, who did nothing wrong, have to live their lives in exile or in prison. Somebody said Larry Hoover denounced the Gangster Disciples a long time ago. Yeah, and he also started the Gangster Disciples. I get it, but we got black folks that didn't start shit but community programs. We got black folks that the only thing they started was a goddamn teaching teenage kids how to shoot guns program and ended up getting put in prison on gun racketeering charges. And again, I'm not going against Larry Hoover. It's cool that he's free. I'm not against him being free. And like I gotta give a shout out to people like Rod Hayes. Like people like when I listen to some of the stuff Rod Hayes was saying about Larry Hoover. I don't know if y'all familiar who Rod Hayes is. He's gone a long way in seeing more perspectives on who Larry Hoover really is through people like Brother Rod Hayes. So it's like, all right, he's free. What's next? I just want to know when we gonna start taking our people that really fight for us and love us as the same way we take these people. And a lot of that has to do with hip hop and hip hop's celebration of the underworld. And so we're starting, like, I'd like to use like time and right now, and this time that we're in, use this time to just look at what we see. So Fred X says, blacks started out in the Republican Party after Reconstruction, and look at us today. No, Fred X, black people were Republicans before Reconstruction, all right? Two, especially the ones in the North, the ones that could vote. And Reconstruction, blacks were Republicans during Reconstruction. And the Reconstruction didn't end until 1877. Black people like Hiram Revels and Robert Smalls were elected to Congress and the Senate in 1870. So first, get that part right. Second off, black people were sharecroppers then, and we gentrified now. We were no better under the Republicans than we are the Democrats. We're not about to play no game about who we better under. We was fucked up then and we fucked up now. Let's not sit around here and act like one party just treated us like we were used as leverage because the Republicans had to end slavery because the North was getting their asses kicked economically by the South with all of that free labor in the South. So the North, yes, they were about ending slavery. It was costing too much fucking money to the North. We don't play those games here, all right? Know the whole story, not just the propaganda. You dig? So we got Trump blowing the free Larry Hoover whistle. Here's the next step. Either one of these two things are true. One of these two are true. either Trump pardoned him and he's working behind the scenes with people in Illinois, with the government of Illinois, to do some work on the state charges. Either that's true, or Trump pardoned Larry Hoover and he knows that nigga can't get off state charges, so he gets to look good to the Negroes. The Republican Party gets to look good for 2028 to those who he could possibly get some hip hop on his side. You know what I mean? And Larry Hoover keeps his ass locked up. And that's the end of it. Trump says, well, I did the best I can do. I gave him pardon, I don't control the noise, I know the state went red the last time, but I'm not up for election again. I don't know. One of those two things are true. One of those two things are true. Is that Letitia James in Chicago? That's Chicago. Is she over the state, though? The governor of Illinois is running for president in 2028. Okay. Yeah, only the governor can make that call. Only the governor can make that call. So either Trump is working on something behind the scenes with the governor of Illinois, or he knows good and the hell well Larry Hoover won't be freed. Either way it goes, this is a political move. And it's working already. It's working already. You got people going around saying, look at the Democrats would have never. People are already playing party politics with something that ultimately might not even matter. So we will see. But Trump did give a full pardon to these folks, these reality TV folks. All right. All right, next topic. Next topic. We will follow this Larry Hoover situation as it unfolds. For what we know now, he's going to come out of that federal supermax and then go to a state regular max, I guess. So now I want to transition to talking about, since we're talking about music, some white girl named Maroney at the American Music Awards yesterday tried to claim that the Carter family invented country music. I'm going to talk about this real quick, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take calls. So if y'all want to call in, get ready. We're going to be taking calls in a few minutes, and you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. But I do want to talk about this real quick. I want y'all to hear the soundbite, and I'm going to give my reaction to it.
This award went to the Carter family, who basically invented country music.
Look at the reaction.
This year's AMA nom.
This award went to the Carter family, who basically invented country music.
This year's AMA nom.
This award went to the Carter family, who basically invented country music.
So, I didn't know the American music still came on either. So this is the Carter family right here. They're the ones giving credit because they were at the forefront of country music. They were at the forefront in the early days along with Jimmy Rogers. But here's the thing about the Carter family. The man you see right there, what he would do is he would go down south to black churches and black communities where music was being played. And he would go to those black folks and he would pay $5 for them to sit down and sing the songs to him so he could write the songs and copyright them. That's what the Carter family would do. That's how they got their music, by going to black homes, black churches all throughout the South and transcribing their music and bringing it back up north for the Carter family to sing. That's how the Carter family got on. That's how white country like Jimmy Rogers and the Carter family got on. If you want to know the true father of country music is, look no further than DeFord Bailey. DeFord Bailey is the person that really laid the foundation to American country western music. With its play on the harp, also known as the harmonica. This is DeFord Bailey. Whether it be the Carter family or Jimmy Rogers, the music was based on DeFord Bailey and what he was doing. And as far as the Carter family goes, they were getting their music from copywritten Black American music. So we got to make sure that when these type things come up in the news, when these type themes come up in the news, we got to make sure we check it with the truth. Got to make sure we check it with the truth. All right. Yeah, Lady Hotep, that's what they did. They did the same thing. They did like they do patents, exactly. That's what they would do. They did like what black folks do with patents. Oh, and also, before I go, a quick commercial break before I take these calls, DewanB.com. Get your Black American Music Family t-shirts. Also, I have a new course, a summer school for the youth. A youth summer school, and I have age-appropriate homework, 8 to 12 and 13 to 18. But we have the Black American Music Family Tree, Legends, Instrument, and Legacy course. 5-week summer school for kids and teens. It's only 1 hour. It's only 1 hour. 1 hour. So I don't have them, but this comes with homework, assignments, and fun activities for the children. I'm going to give them a digital workbook with 5 chapters, Spotify playlists, artists and instrument fact sheets, a glossary for different musical terms like loop, hook, bridge, break, sample, and vamp. And it's for a lot of you grown niggas need this. A lot of you people talking about something hip-hop is Jamaican, because Kool Herc looped the break beat. It's called a vamp. And vamps have been around since fucking forever. Kool Herc didn't do anything new. And they'll also get a digital certificate of completion. Thank you to the people who've donated so far so I can get some scholarships. This is for the kids. So if you notice, most of my stuff is premium pricing because my life ain't lived on the internet. I work with major companies, major corporations. I do major trainings with big time names that I do not name to you niggas. But I'm out there certified. So when I do things other than YouTube, you got to pay. Because my time is very valuable. But for this program, Gotta make it affordable for y'all. So it's $150. And if you type in the product code early bird and sign up now, it's $125. But you gotta type in the product code early bird, $125. And there's a multiple, if you have more than one child that you're enrolling, there's a 30% off. 30% of the program if you're going to enroll 2 or more. It's 30% off. All right? If you're going to enroll 2 or more. So do that now because you want to make sure that your kids know this music. I'm about to tie all that, what they listening to now, I'm going to tie it in a way that they can hear it into the roots of jazz and blues. And it's very, 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 very important that the children understand the roots of their music because this is their shit. And I make sure not to cuss on camera with the kids. You dig? Somebody asked me, appreciate the super chat, where do I get this instrumental? It's not for sale, my buddy. My music that I play on this show is mine. All mine, and I do not share. My music is, I get custom made music. I don't just go around and go to Splice and say, here. No. My music is custom. But make sure you go to DeWanB.com right now and sign up. It's only $150. Or you can pay it too, $75.75. All right? It's too much. $75 and $75. So there we go. There we go. Now let me put the phone number up here, 323-744-7425. I want to know what y'all think. I want to know what y'all think about Larry Hoover's pardon or commuted sentence. And will he get out in Illinois? Will he get out? What does this mean? Willie Green? But make sure y'all sign up for this. A lot of y'all been asking me, what am I going to do? When am I going to do this? I'm finally doing it. I said I was going to do it last year, but last summer I was way too busy to do this. Still very busy this summer. I got a new thing that I'm working on when I'm working with some kids. Top level athletes, and I'm designing some stuff, some communication stuff for a lot of your top level high school and college athletes. So it's like, damn, every time I think I'm done, because I've been working with kids my whole life, every time I think I'm done, it always comes back to it. It always comes back. I got a couple 4-star and 5-star blue chip recruits that I'm helping them out as far as communication with their coaches and stuff. Going back and relying on my old basketball background and coaching background. So I'm very busy with the kids and everything, but I do want to do this. But back to what we're talking about with Larry Hoover. See, my thing is this. Larry Hoover, what I don't want is I don't want us immortalizing this guy. I don't want that. Nor Big Meech. And again, nothing wrong with any of them. And one thing about Larry Hoover, he has grown from what I heard. He's renounced the Gangster Disciples from what I heard. I get all that. But our kids know way too many people about the black man who screwed up and not enough about the ones who played it straight the whole way and went out and died successful with their kids and grandkids by their bed. And there are more of those kind of black folks that exist than your Larry Hoovers, but we don't talk about them enough. But what's up, Carter? What's the name where you calling from?
Oh, what up, brother? My name is Kamat. I'm from Southern California, Riverside.
Riverside? What's on your mind, brother?
So I just wanted to tell everybody that we're divine beings, we're tree beings, and we see in color. The full rainbow, which they try to make the LBT, whatever, that's really us. So when you see them putting these colors out, you got to really look at the esoteric and the spiritual aspect of the polarity of what they're trying to show. So when they see blue, you got to look at what blue means and what them chakras mean, because the sun is really what we should be looking at, and we should really be synced into the trees. They like to put all these idols that are propped up by the CIA for us to look at. But when we looking at these artificial colors, which our ancestors never did, because we royal soul, they doing things behind our back, and the whole world be doing magic on us, and we be looking stupid. Like literally, our women are goddesses. They're messing up their frequency with artificial Neanderthal philosophies, when we are organic beings that absorb photonic solar radiation at an accelerated rate and evolve. They're blocking the frequency, and we're here in a stupid state. So as much as we get happy about Kodak Black getting freed by Donald Trump just to be released, and then to go rap about being on meth to another drug dealer named Larry Hoover, it really doesn't matter. We need to really hook into this botany, and we really need to go back to our esoteric science. And after just before I get off, this is just to the indigenous people, the real ones that are coming from the soil. Remember, we have souls. The souls are connected to our ancestors that are in the soil. What is the bottom of our feet called? The soles of our feet. Now, what is the name of the sun? The name of the sun is soul, S-O-L. When you sync all those polarities, you can get superpowers like on that supercell shit. We don't have no sickle cell. They do word plays, black magic on us.
They do a lot of that. I get your point, my brother. You're right. Like, they put that stuff out there, but you know, we got to make sure that we keep we stay spiritually protected, stay physically protected, and keep living our lives. You dig? Well, thanks for giving us that call.
Yeah, be blessed though.
Yes, sir, you have a good one. Yeah, when he was talking, that got me thinking about Bobby Bird. I know you got soul. Yeah, talk about hip hop, nigga. What? Bobby Bud. If you didn't, you wouldn't shake that thing. Hit me with the beat. I know you got soul. I know you got soul. If you didn't, you wouldn't be in here. I know you got soul. If you didn't, you wouldn't be in here. What's up, caller? What's the name? Where you calling from?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, cool. It's Dana from Pasadena.
What's up, Dana? How you going? What's on your mind?
It's going. I only know the name Larry Hoover. I have no idea who that was until you said he was the GD. I thought he was from California.
Like, to me personally, I know his name because of, you know, the song BMF by Rick Ross, and then
right.
And a few other people. Like, it's been like throughout the years, like just around town, you would hear the name Larry Hoover resonate the same way you hear other different names of different people, you know, resonate. But outside of that, I ain't know.
I don't know. I know the name Larry Hoover, and he's supposedly maybe a gangster or something of that time, but I don't know. His name is legendary. But my opinion of this, my first question was, is he sick? Is this a compassionate release?
That's a good question.
Is Trump setting us up to pardon Derek Chauvin? Like, okay, I gave y'all one or two, so, you know, here's one for them too, because the Democrat camp front, Trump is taking care of his people. Like, all of his people is getting what they want, and that's from release of Todd and his wife and, you know, whatever else. So is Trump setting us up? And for right now, Democrats, Trump, or Republicans 1, Democrats 0.
Yeah, because right, is it a setup? And that's something that Sydney alluded to earlier. Like, when he was on, it was like, okay, is this okay? I freed Larry Hoover technically. Now, when I go ahead and do this, you brought up a name, Derek Chauvin, but Derek Chauvin's in on state charges also. So
I mean, he's going to stay in jail, but a pardon is a pardon. It's still giving the white supremacists a win in a way.
yes, and I hear that concern. You know, they say, okay, if they're I don't know if Chauvin has any federal charges, but if he commutes federal charges, but my thing is, I don't think he's going to use it on somebody, on a white boy. He won't be able to. If he uses powers on a white boy, it's going to be somebody that's walking out of jail in 2 hours. It ain't gonna be this
Okay.
situation to where, like for us, black people are very into symbolism. So and not only are we into symbolism, too often times we don't check past we don't open the hood. We just take the surface level information. And so, and not all of us, but the type of people that are into Larry Hoover being freed. A lot of them are gonna be like, look what Trump did. Well, at least he tried. Well, at least he tried. You know. So when 2028 comes, it's going to be Larry Hoover got commuted from federal charges. Yeah, he's still locked up in state jail, but at least Trump tried. Biden didn't do nothing. And meanwhile, whatever white boys he pardoned, they walking out in 30 minutes. So we'll see.
Right. So you're right. We'll see how that works. But like the community or the collective who are not politically savvy is just looking at that he was pardoned. They're not looking further into, is he gonna get released, or is he how does this work? Is Trump playing political games with us? But I wanted to say before I got off that I did get the the breakthrough cards report.
Yeah.
Okay, I got the yearly, or I got the, wait, which one did I get? I got two.
I sent you both.
So I got the yearly report, and I got another report, and thank you so much for that. It's going to take me a couple of days to delve into it, but most likely I'll reach out to you to have you interpret it for me. But I did go ahead and get both of those reports, and I'm satisfied and happy with it, so thank you so much.
Yeah, let me know. It takes time. I think the report like 50 pages long, so take your time and go through it.
Okay, I will.
Thanks again.
All right, bye.
All right. Dana, she got one of my reports at breakthroughcards.com. You want your personality report. 45 to 50 page breakdown of your personality. You can go to breakthroughcards.com right now to get yours. And make sure that when you go to Breakthrough Cards, you click on book now, like you seeing right here. What's up, Rocky? Rocky been over here knocked out. You click on book now. Come on over here to packages. Well, that's the bundle reports. Products. And you can packages, you can bundle them, but you can get a yearly report, financial report, total breakdown on the aspects of your personalities, positive and negative, and how to use your positive and negative attributes with and against and for yourself, all right? Go to Breakthrough Cards right now for that. What's up, Carl? Where you calling from?
Hey, Jafar, New York. How you doing?
I'm good, man. What's on your mind, brother?
Yeah, I called a while ago. Yeah, I didn't know Larry Hoover got freed. I will try to be optimistic about this, but I've been heard of him. I know who he was. So my optimism on this is, Larry Hoover, I think, if he's back in Chicago, I think he can kind of like calm down the violence. Like, I think he's one person that if he was released back into that, into the community out there, like, I think he's under he's under people nations. Like, he's the whole leader of that. So I think, like, he can kind of like calm that violence down and stuff like that. Like, I think Larry Hoover actually got the power to do it. I think the difference with the Derek Chauvin case is, which you made a factual point a little while ago, Minnesota not going to pardon him. Now, I do believe that the governor of, what's his name, Pitzer, I can't pronounce his name, Pitzer of Illinois, if he do owe state charges, which I don't know, I think they'll pardon him. I think I heard years ago that Illinois would have pardoned him a long time ago. It's just that, you can't get through that unless, they was kind of waiting to see what the feds do. You know, Larry Hoover been in ADX Florence, like
Yeah.
that's where all. Yeah, so I think to be optimistic, I think he can like curb the violence down. Like one thing, because that nonsense spread it over here, that GD and G, all that stuff like that. So some of the sentiments that I got and stuff like that, like Chicago, a lot of their leadership has been, you know, thrown away forever. You know, 30, 40 years, 100. You know, they, you know, so I think to be optimistic, and I, you know, I'm always loving to seeing our people not harm each other. So I think you'll have an impact in that area.
I hear you, man. Thanks for giving us a call.
All right, man. Take care.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I've heard people say that. You know, I'm not gonna say no. I'm an optimistic guy. So I've heard people say that about Larry Hoover, that if he comes out, it'll be a positive impact. Me personally, I don't feel as optimistic, because the way these YNs be moving, man, they don't be giving a shit about their own daddy, some of them. So I don't know what effect somebody who hasn't been on the streets in damn near 50 years is gonna do. You know? But I'm optimistic. I hope that brother, if he does get out, I hope that there is a positive impact. I will say that. I hope that it is a positive impact. You know what I mean? But I think the people that Larry Hoover had the most effect over, half them niggas is dead now anyway. Or if they ain't dead, they got great cornrows and they tow truck drivers. They not on the street no more. You gotta remember, the people Larry Hoover touched, these cats got great cornrows now. These niggas still wear Dickies jumpsuits, and I ain't talking about when they at work. You dig? So the ones that are still alive, they already got the message. I don't think it's a Larry Hoover disciple out there that's still in the streets, running free. Them niggas is dead. No disrespect. But the brother makes a good point, and I don't want to moot his point. You know what I mean? It's good to be positive. What's up, Rocky? You awake? Rocky been asleep over here the whole time. He been knocked out. You good, buddy? So, yeah, Rocky want attention. I hear you over here getting ready. So you want some attention, buddy boy? Rocky wants some attention. Rocky over here about to chirp like he been over here knocked out. Now he over here trying to get all my attention. You good? I'm glad this nigga don't lick. I don't. One thing I don't do, you white folks out there that let your dog lick your face, you nasty. You nasty as hell. These dog, when I walk him, he be having his face all smelling shit turds. These dogs be smelling shit turds on they walk, having their face in every goddamn thing, and y'all let these dogs lick you. I love my doggy, but Rocky, you ain't licking a motherfucking thing. Not on my face. Hell nah. Yeah, pardon Smokey Robinson. Shit. Pre-pardon him. Man, this is oh, Rocky wanna get out. Go, little nigga. Telling you right now, this was playing in the White House. That's what's playing right now in the in the Hoover House.
Please pardon me, but I'm longing to speak.
Please pardon me. Nigga, that's what's playing in the Hoover household right now. I hope you don't mind my staring. I don't mind. But that's what I'm hearing also. It might be. Let's talk about that angle. Is Diddy lining up to be pardoned? Is he lining it up to pardon Diddy? You know, Trump likes to party, and people can talk all the shit that they want. Pre 2023, if Puff Daddy was having a party, whether it be Puff Daddy, P Diddy, Diddy, Brother Love, whatever the fuck name he was under that day, if he was having a party, everybody was there. Let's tell the truth. Let's tell the truth. Trump too. And we gotta remember Diddy, although I do not like the degenerate, I think the D in Diddy stands for degenerate. Puff degenerate, never liked him. Don't like his music. Don't like his teeth. But would I have gone to one of some? Actually, I had the opportunity to go to one party and I didn't go. And now I'm not, but not like I turned it down. I literally had a hard commitment doing something else. But I'm not going to say if I wasn't committed, I wouldn't have gone. Hell yeah, I heard about them parties. So let's not go there right now. Like, no, if you was going to the Diddy party if you was invited. And Trump was there. Because everybody was at Diddy parties. From Lucien Grange to Clive Davis, all of them. All of them. So we'll see. We will see. All right. Yeah, Lucien is Diddy's boss. That's why I always go back to this case. Remember when Diddy was first implicated, Lucien Grange was implicated too. But by last May, somehow Lucien Grange's name fell out of the paperwork. Remember, the RICO charges included Lucien Grange. Let's never forget that. Head of Universal Music. The original RICO charges. Not charges, investigation. Let me see if I can find some of those articles. They scrubbed a lot of that shit. Some of that stuff I had saved on here that it didn't on my hard drive. Yep. That's what it was. Filed February 24th. Look. Let's look. February 28th, 2024. Recent sex abuse lawsuit against Diddy Combs and the suit from Lil Rod. It talks in here. Let me see here. Where is the Lucien Grange part? Let's see, no. It was somewhere in here. Here it is. They still have it out. Here it is. The suit alleges Lucien Grange, CEO of Universal Music Group or UMB or UMG, and member of the university board since 2013, aided and abetted Combs' behavior by sponsoring gatherings where underage girls were reportedly drugged and raped, and provided vast sums of money to Combs, who allegedly used it for sex trafficking. This was how it started. But by May of last year, somehow this guy who was a British knight, his name he's officially known as Sir Lucian Grange because he is a knight. He is a knight in Great Britain, or not so Great Britain. Somehow he gets weaseled out of this, and we're all focused on Diddy. So let's never forget the people that hold the real power, who be right in bed with these motherfuckers, who give niggas like Diddy the power. Because Diddy didn't go out and earn no power. He was given the power by these motherfuckers. What's up, caller? What's the name? Where you calling from?
What's up, brother? This is Darrell from Los Angeles.
Darrell from Los Angeles. What's on your mind, brother?
Well, first off, you know what? Shout out to Larry Hoover. I'm glad that he's free. However, I don't really know what the ulterior motive is, but I am happy that he's free. So I got to give credit where credit is due. Nonetheless, I don't trust Trump not one goddamn bit. Not one goddamn bit. I think that he's using this as a smokescreen to aid and abide his whatever agenda he's trying to push. Listen, I need Trump, if he really wants, if he thoroughly cares about black people, I need him to drop a reparations check. You know, why hasn't he called Ice Cube? What's up with the contract with Black America? You know, I understand that he appointed the border czar, and shout out to her, but you know what? He's passing all of these different policies, initiatives, this and that, tariffs, etc. What has he done specifically for Black Americans?
And also keep in note this. What's his name? Larry Hoover is still in jail on state charges. So this could be a whole bunch of hogwash. Because the state don't have to let him go. It could just be a whole bunch of pomp and circumstance.
It don't. And that's why I'm all like, black people, do not jump on this fucking bandwagon. No, don't do it. No, that is an old racist cracker barrel motherfucker. He's still that same racist bastard. And unless he's cutting a check, and like, for example, did you hear about how he's going to take the grant money and use it for trades?
Yeah, I'm with that.
Okay, I'm with that. However, specifically, to who? You know what I'm saying? Like, where are those trades going? You know, so these are the type of questions that I just have to ask. And I can go on and on about it, but I know you got other callers, but I'm all like, black people, do not fall for the bait. Don't do it.
Yes, sir, man.
You know, I'm glad that Larry Hoover's home. Shout out to Larry Hoover. Shout out to Larry Hoover, no doubt. But however, you know, he has a history of using black people as smokescreens. Kamala Harris did it. Donald Trump did it with Kodak Black and with A$AP Rocky. You know, he does this trying to gain the black vote. You know, he does this, you know, but specifically as black people, we voted for Trump for money, okay? For land,
That's
for trades. And he has not fulfilled. He has not fulfilled.
And we
so thank you, brother. That's all I wanted to tell you.
Thanks for that reminder. I got to hit us up the call, man. Thanks.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, 414, call back. I tried to get to you, 414. You just hung up. Call back. Anyway, yeah, no, he's right. Like, look, like, I ain't about to sit here and celebrate no Donald Trump. That's a cool little move. All right, yeah, cool. But I ain't no street nigga. You know what I mean? My family, I don't have no, I got some in my family. I ain't gonna lie, I got some notorious niggas in my family. But I'm like my grandmother. My grandmother used to always tell my cousins that's notorious. Look, if you love me, you're not gonna commit that crime to go to jail. Don't go to jail and then come out, grandmama, I love you. Grandmama, I love you. Grandmother was like, no. If you love me, you stay free so you can see me whenever you want. And if you don't stay free so you can see me whenever you want, that means your love for me ain't what you say it is. That's what my grandmama used to always say. So I still believe in morals. You did? So, but everybody's not going to be provided the opportunity. Some people going to have to do some underworld things to make their money, and I get it. I'm not here to judge the people that got to go in the underworld, but I am here to say this. If you did the crime, you will not see me going around saying, hey, free such and such. Nah, homie, you got to do the time. What's up, caller? What's the name? Where you calling from?
I'm calling from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is Stoney.
Stoney, what's on your mind from Milwaukee?
Hey, I do not agree with this pardon at all. Our black gangs were not for us. They were created by the government to kill us. And I am almost 60 years old. Do you know how hard it's for us black women to have to go through burying our men, burying our kids? This is hard to even deal with. They should have been freeing the members of the Black Panther Party. I'm so sick of this crap. They need to free the ones that are helping us, not the ones that are bringing us down.
I'm with you. Like I said,
I am very angry about this shit. They have bodies. Our black men are dead. And people are glorifying this BS.
Yeah. And you know,
it's sickening.
It's sickening because, like I said, H-Rap Brown is still in prison.
For us. They work for the government to enslave us, to kill us, to recruit our young black kids. What do people don't understand this? Thank you.
I don't get it. Thanks for that call. She 100% right. She's 100% right. Like I'm not. I said I'm not celebrating it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm all for, you know, Larry Hoover had his change. I get it. I get all that. But you got people like H-Rap Brown. H-Rap Brown, he didn't invent the Gangster Disciples. H-Rap Brown invented, he was their early activist with SNCC. He was a student nonviolent, part of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. That's what H-Rap Brown did. Only thing he said was violence is as an American as cherry pie. Then he went into the Black Panther Party. They locked him up. He got out. And then they fucked with him in 2000. I think he was in Atlanta in 2000 while he was out. An officer ended up dead, but that's because they was harassing him. They set him up to die, and he didn't die. So since they set him up to die, he didn't die. They locked his ass back up. So I'm not here to celebrate H-Rap Brown. I'm not, what's his name? I'm not here to celebrate Larry Hoover getting free. Again, I'm not here to denounce him getting freed either. Look, he out, whatever. But all this, this is about to happen right now on the internet. All your internet TV shows, they're about to go up and down talking about, oh, look at us, and man, we black folks, we this and we that, and like all your gangster podcasts about to have an uptick in clicks, and I'm gonna be one of the ones clicking on the gangster podcasts to see what they say about it. Of course, I'm be clicking on some of these podcasts, of course. But it's something else going on here too. There's definitely something else going on in here. All right. Oh, and also Kevin Gates has said something. I was gonna talk about Kevin Gates and some bullshit he said. Oh, that's I'm gonna say that before we leave. Just talk about that real quick before we leave. Let's talk about that real quick before we leave. Listen to the show. Wait. I'm gonna take this call first. What's up, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
I'm calling from New Jersey. My name is TT.
TT from New Jersey. What's on your mind?
Well, I'm just sitting here, I'm watching. I'm like, I said, when I saw Trump, my daughter told me, she said, Mommy, Trump just pardoned Christy and Todd, the two pastors who got caught for. And I said, well, why don't you just go ahead and let Larry Hoover go? And then I turn on my thing. I'm looking at you, Dewan, and I said, look at this shit here. He did it. I said, look at this shit. But my thing is right here. I was born in 1980. My mom is a school teacher out here in Trenton, you know. And when I saw, you know, when crack came through, it destroyed every black business in Trenton. And I remember my mom coming home saying that something about Larry Hoover and all the little boys are trying to like create gangs. Like they were like writing out these little manifestos they go to the bathroom and they write out these little gang manifestos and all of this stuff. And then I remember hearing my dad talking about how they're setting this man up. They putting everything, you know, they want to demonize this brother like he's the creator of all evils. Now, and then I remember, you know, the lady beforehand, she was, you know, I've seen a lot of black men die too, but women, we're not supposed to be raising these men. It's not like it's all Larry Hoover's fault. It's all gang fault. And we have to also know we got to have our dads around. We got to have our men around. A woman is not going to be able to raise a man. I'm a single mom with two girls, and it's not easy for me to raise two girls. I had my father, I had my grandparents, I saw what a man and a woman can do and to a bunch of kids. They can make families strong. So, you know, it's bigger than just Larry Hoover, you know, and this man is elderly now. These kids are on all kind of stuff. Ain't nothing he gonna do that's gonna change or make anything that these little kids done twisted up. Whatever gang culture was supposed to be, it ain't that no more. It's definitely not that no more, especially not out here on the East Coast in Trenton. These little guys out here, they're so diabolical. They sit up here, they not even fighting for their rights in New Jersey. They're letting Trenton just go down. In the meantime, you know, we have immigrants coming through, taking black neighborhoods over. Getting houses in Trenton where people don't even want to live, and they coming in there building up these houses. You got the governor talking about he'll house the immigrants, he'll hide them in his garage. It won't do shit for black people. That's crazy. And I think we way past if Larry Hoover get out, and what he gonna do?
Not a damn thing.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's optics. You know what I'm saying? It's all optics. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? I think it's just a psychological warfare like all the rest of the shit is on us. And that's pretty much it. I love you, Dewan.
I appreciate
that's about it.
Thanks for giving us a call. I appreciate it.
All right, peace.
Yeah, it is optics. See, like every caller that's called into this point is made. No two people exactly saw it the exact same way. But personally, I think everybody had a great point. You know, I think on one hand, man, fuck Larry Hoover. What the fuck we celebrated him for? On the other hand, it's good to see him get out because he possibly can affect change in a positive way. And on another hand, who is he going to hurt if he let out? I'm not against not one point of view that anybody brought up today because at the end of the day, every point of view is valid as long as it start out. I just don't like cliche repeating motherfuckers. As long as people have an original thought out point of view. And the truth, we don't know what the outcome is. First off, we don't even know if he's going to be freed or not. We don't even know that. But I do think there is some governmental shit going on, like the lady said before, too. Because crack, I grew up in the 80s, and I grew up in LA. See, LA, we were the primary testing ground for crack. And I remember spending my childhood, I'll be with my dad, riding his Cadillac. If I can find my dad's Cadillac. I'll be with my dad, he'd be with his Cadillac, and we'd be going down the streets. We'd be going down the street, and then it would always be like some gap tooth, crazy looking motherfucker coming up talking about something. Hey, Red, what's going on, Red? So my dad, they called him Red. That was his nickname. And I would like, Pops, what the hell is going on? Like, me and my sister would be laughing. we be like, here is a picture of my dad. This back in the this is my dad when I was a kid right here. This is the Cadillac we be in right here. Y'all see this? This is my dad and this Cadillac. You know what I mean? We be in this Cadillac. We be going down the street. You know, them Cadillacs, when they turn, they lean real hard. So if Pops make that little right turn, you be in the back seat rolling over like, hey. Y'all remember that? Did your mama and daddy have a Cadillac like this? Every time that right turn came, and you didn't have to wear a seatbelt back in the 80s. Back in the 80s, they didn't give a fuck about kids. So you didn't have to, like, I would wear it, but not all the time. So my dad be making that right on the Slauson, we be, ah! And then they be something that's kind of like, hey, Red, what's up, man? And my dad be like, hey, what's up? And then we be like, Dad, Pop, like, why you know all these people were missing teeth? And he'd be like, man, that Reagan shit. My dad would always be like, man, that Reagan shit, that crack. That crack got people fucked up. You know, Pops would be like, man, so as a kid, that was all I knew. I didn't know, you know, I grew up in the 80s. Like, I remember the neighborhood being a certain way. Then like around like 84, around 85, I was like 4 or 5. I remember, yeah, I heard you. You can bring them in. Taking your car, okay? Okay, you take my car, yeah. And so, but we didn't know what we was dealing with. That shit ran a number on our community, man, for real. I remember a lot of my dad would be like, oh yeah, that's such and such. They used to drive a Cadillac, blah, blah, blah. They used to live in a 2-story house, blah, blah, blah. And you'd be looking at them like, but why are they homeless? That was my childhood. Thank God my dad didn't get caught in that shit. But speaking of that, listen to what this dumb nigga said. This is why, look, let me tell y'all something. This is why wearing a suit and all that stuff, when people wear suits, I always say the 3-piece suit is the uniform of the liar and the deceiver. The politician, the pimp, and the preacher all wear 3-piece suits. Ain't talking about shit. Give me a nigga drinking a beer in a tank top and you gonna get some truth. But listen to this bullshit.
You can't judge me off a scale that we not the same thing.
Come on.
I'm carbon based.
Come on.
This shit different than ammonia based. It's genetically different. You can say what you want to, but what worked for you don't work for me.
I've loved that. I live by that. I feel that.
So somebody that can't go in the sun without sunscreen, man, your opinion don't even matter to me, man. God don't even fuck with you that much, bitch. Your opinion don't matter to me.
Come on now.
Like, I'm just saying, like, people be caring about being liked. I don't give a fuck who don't like me. Like, when they talk to Black Lives Matter, I say, man, I don't really care for niggas like that. I don't care to be around them. Because there's always some bullshit. Well, I'm going to go back to the black community. Hey, good luck. Good luck. Why you ain't done none? Because you don't want that kind of pressure that's going to get applied.
Right. Man.
Because we kill each other all day. Talk about each other behind each other back. Any family get together and we gossiping in the kitchen. Nigga, you just seen me outside and went in the kitchen and decided to turn into a bitch ass nigga when you went in the kitchen. Yeah, Gates, he really think. Come on, man. That's all we do. When you look at my comments, the people saying negative shit be niggas.
That be the thing. Let's see what we going.
Niggas. The Black Lives Matter movement, they got mad at me. They said, I told them, hey, listen, I wasn't made for everybody to like.
So he takes something that's true. I'm with him. I don't hang out with niggas like that either. Because I understand that niggas been poisoned. Just like you been poisoned. But then when you turn that shit into black on black crime. These black on black crime niggas. Oh my God. Chat room. Help me out, chat. Can we name a group of people? Is Rocky with you? Can we name a group of people that don't have crime? Can we name one single group of people in the United States of America where that group don't kill its own group? Me personally, you got killers and you got people who live and make a better day in all communities, all races. You got some people out there, most people in every race, even the white race, most people wake up every day to be constructive, to live, to be great, improve the livelihood of themselves, their children, their family. That's most people. There's a segment of all societies that kill, destroy, and do all kind of bullshit. 1 second, caller. It's a segment across all societies that do that. Why is it just the black people are the ones that get labeled black on black? And then when you get somebody like me to come out and say, hey, that's not what it is, the first thing they're going to say is, no, man, you just making excuses. Black folks shouldn't be that way. Look here. In a criminal society founded by criminals, criminal behavior will ensue. Okay? Now, personally, I don't hang with the black people who commit crimes. They not my cup of tea. But I don't hang with them because they're black people that commit crimes. I don't hang with them because they're people that don't commit crimes. I don't give a fuck what race you are. If you're a criminal, I ain't gonna be around you. But I also understand that criminal activity is not isolated to one group of people, especially mine. So when you go around talking about and making it seem as if black negativity or negativity is exclusive to the black community, then you got a problem. You got a problem. Got to be smarter than that. Got to be smarter than that. You're right, Jabaz. So many heinous crimes they commit every single day. Like, white folks steal from people who didn't steal from them. Like, think about that. Like, look at them. Let me see. Undo that. Oh, I can't find it. Them white folks that stole that money, $30 million. Let's just go to the LA Times. Let me just go to the front page of the LA Times. Let's see what's happening here. What kind of thug shit's going on? Keyshawn Johnson sues agent. I'm sure that agent isn't black. Uh-huh. Let's see here. Illegal warehouse parties turned into a mob melee. Kevin Costner sued by Horizon Chapter 2 stunt performer over unscripted rape scene. All I did was click on the LA Times, people. I don't know what I'm reading. This is for all the black on black crime people. So Kevin Costner allegedly raped somebody on the scene. Okay. Rape charges dropped against Gravity CEO. Okay. Let's see here. What's going on here in California? Burglary suspect arrested. Missing influencer found dead. California inmate used lawyer in fentanyl empire. So look at this. Inmate used a lawyer working with an inmate. You think that lawyer was black? This is just me reading today's paper. Let's go to the New York Times. Let's see what's happening over in New York. Okay, let's go on here. Let's go on here in the U.S. They got a Russian scientist. The United ICE is holding a Russian scientist. Look at all this thug shit going on here in America. Let me see. Harvard University, while they're over here trying to play victim to Donald Trump, you got them over here holding slave portraits that black folks are having to sue for. I mean, just everywhere you look. You had a UCLA doctor said that they're selling organs the other day. I mean, just death and depravity everywhere in this nation. Everywhere you look. Everywhere you look. So that ends what we're talking about today. For those of you who we're gonna do some more music shows later on this week. I have the children's friendly music history summer school. Type in the product code early bird for $25 off if you register just this week only. From this Wednesday to next Friday, registrations $25 off. Thank you for those who've donated to the course already. There's some people, Chubby. I gotta get this other. Somebody else sent in some donations. Your donation allowed me to get some materials to make sure and buy a couple extra books to make sure, because I'm over here. I can't sell you guys. I will offer the kids the books, but what I'm doing is I'm taking references from different books and I'm putting it in the course materials. So some of the donations I got last week allowed me to buy some. Oh yeah, it was Woodson Hopewell. Appreciate that. Woodson Hopewell sent $100, and that allowed me to really do some stuff to make sure this class is right and tight. Okay, and I will be offering some scholarships too. So if you don't have any children and you want to offer scholarships, let me know, and I will give you a receipt of who took advantage of those scholarships. Okay. So if you wanna offer scholarships to the music, it's only $150, but everybody ain't got $150. You know what I mean? I get it. And if you have multiple kids, type in the product code. I don't have that. I forgot that product. I put a product code more. The product code is more. It'll be triggered if you enroll in 2 or more. If you enroll 2 or more, you can enroll 2. You can enroll 10. If you type in the product code more, it'd be 30% off for everything. All right. So all that's going on right now, DewanB.com, enroll right now. Also get your report at breakthroughcards.com. All right? Oh yeah, Trump did pardon Jack Johnson. He did. He did, but about 100 years too late. But hey, that's what they do. When we dead and gone, they be like, hey, look at this great nigga right here. Well, he dead. You couldn't tell him when he's alive? Jeez. All right. But thank y'all again for listening. Remember, there are no perfect messengers, only perfect messages. For those willing to pick up the game, we out.